Hi, record fans.
Okay, this one's going to be a little different. These are records I picked out of Dizzy's collection for, I don't know, I guess we can both talk about them. But this is a grab bag. It is a grab bag. But it's a grab bag from Dizzy's collection, which is, I don't know, we don't do as many of those.
Well, we should say this did not come out of the record collection that is active that's in my record room.
It's active?
Well, yeah, I have an active and I have an inactive. There's records I haven't seen in
Got
30, 40
radioactive?
years. And so, you're dusting off my brain and saying, what about that
was
record?
that?
And,
Okay.
and I go, whoa, surprise. I
Okay.
own it.
First up, Jimmy Witherspoon, Ben Webster, Gerald Wilson, Ernie Freeman, Herman Mitchell, Ralph Hamilton, and Jim Miller on drums. What do you know about this Atlantic jazz lore?
I like Atlantic jazz. There aren't a lot of Atlantic jazz, but the reason it's on Atlantic is because a lot of these artists are really in the blues genre.
Yeah, I
So-
see Jimmy Witherspoon. I'm thinking blues.
Oh yeah, really. So that's why it's on Atlantic, and I like the mixture of blues and jazz together. Sometimes it's a kind of blurry division there that may not even be necessary.
Yeah,
But
it's just good music. Let's have good music.
Oh
That's it.
yeah, and this is stuff that, unlike so much that we could talk about from the 50s and 60s, where it doesn't have a great melody, it's not danceable. This is all good melodies, danceable, and rather great at a party. Put it on at a party, where the champ and I, if we have a party and put on a record, we're not dimming the lights and lighting cigarettes and going, let's go, kind of smoky and all that, no.
I'm not sure what that party would be.
Well, it'd probably be lemonade and hot dogs. But no, we're not going to go there. But at any rate, or hot milk. Warm milk.
We're getting older. We don't want to
we
burn
don't
our
want
lips
hot
or anything.
milk yet.
Yeah.
No.
But
But look at Cherry Red there.
yeah. No.
It's a low down, dirty shame. Just by the titles, you go, this is my down home music,
And it's 1962. They did it on the Sinatra Reprise label originally.
I'd rather drink muddy water. Oh man, right in the ballpark. Confessing the blues. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. I'll say. Don't expect the phone to ring.
Okay.
Not when you're down and out.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy Witherspoon's a kind of a represented guy, and he was very, very talented and exciting. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
This goes on top shelf with me.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean,
Top
when I
shelf.
saw this record, I said, let's talk about that one.
Let's
That
go.
looks interesting.
Let's-
I've never seen it. I like
I'll
it.
tell you what I'm going to do for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to see that goes into your collection.
Oh?
I'm going to do that for you.
I'll find some.
It's going to take Kind of Blue and
Oh, no.
Love Supreme by John Coltrane.
Jeez.
I'm not asking.
asking much,
Too much,
are you?
no.
Oh, no, yeah. The stylistics. Stop, look, listen to your heart.
This one's going to go in your collection too, and you know why?
You don't
I
care
don't
about
know why it's in mine.
Oh, okay. So you don't really care for the stylistics, is that it? You're
I
trying to-
thought I did, but I'm looking at these titles and I go, this couldn't be the titles of any of the songs I ever heard. I see some songs that I know, like Ebony Eyes,
Right. But they probably didn't have
but
the
the
original
rest,
hit with it.
the rest
Right.
of it,
Well, I've never seen the record.
I
so-
think Stop Looking and Listen
Yes,
to
I
Your
think-
Heart. I think I have heard that, and
That.
I think that was a hit by them.
I agree. I felt the same way when I saw this. But I
and
never
I don't
saw
think
the
you
record.
should be denied having it in your collection. So,
Well,
two records just
records,
moved
okay.
from Dizzy's to his collection. And it's not going to take that many Miles Davis and John Coltrane records to make me happy, so don't worry about it.
how many Engelbert Humperdinck's could it be?
None.
I don't have to give you any records. Oh,
No.
nice.
Nor Perry Como either.
Perry Como. Very smooth. Very smooth. Okay, this is just a band I always
Oh.
Impressions. With the great I'm going blank as soon as I said it.
Curtis Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield, thank you.
Put it in the books, man.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was like a Grammys where Eric Clapton was getting an award, and he was saying, "I want to say something about the greatest record I've heard this year." It was Curtis Mayfield's, and that was after Curtis Mayfield had something that put him in a wheelchair. I can't remember what, if it was a car accident or
No,
what.
no. He was performing on stage. It was a rainy day, and there was a short in his electrical unit at his guitar, and electrocuted him. He was still, well, he was more or less put in a wheelchair from that point on. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that was the reason.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter
it didn't
how you
happen
get
to
there.
many
It's rough.
performers, but that's the reason you don't really want to perform outside and not be covered.
Right. People get readies on this one.
Amen on this?
I don't see it.
Oh.
I don't see it. Doesn't mean it isn't. I could just have missed it. No, it's there. I see it. Side 3, Amen. People get ready right after it.
Yeah.
Never give up. Hey, West Virginia man. Only the strong survive. What's the use of breaking up? Freddy's dead. Oh, so this even goes into his later stuff. This even goes into his later stuff.
Well,
so
you
it's
know, that's why
impressions.
they show him at both ages. You see on the back,
vintage
the back
years.
cover here. There he is at how he looked just before he got electrocuted, and then his earlier look when he was in the Impressions.
Yeah.
So this is both of his eras of music.
Yeah, so it has a whole, all liner notes and some other pictures in there as well. So that's looks like a lot of fun. I always loved his stuff. I remember when we were in church as young people and we'd sing Amen. I was like, thank you. We're singing something that is a little more uplifting than, drag that rugged cross or something else. It's like, give me
This is
something.
the third record that I see going from the Dizzy collection to the
boy.
Champs collection. I'm going to have so many John Coltrane and Miles Davis records. I can't believe it.
How about this one, huh? Johnny Tillotson.
I couldn't sell this to him if I wanted to.
No, you couldn't. Talk back, trembling lips. Talk back, trembling lips. So I just got curious what you know about him.
Well, I know he had an awful lot of albums. I'm sure if I looked up his discography, I'd go, "That's disgusting." You know what? I think wasn't he "Billy My Love" or something like that? Was the one that I don't know. It was. This is pure teenage schmaltz.
Right. I saw it near some Johnny Rydell. Is that right?
Yeah,
Bobby Rydell. Bobby Rydell.
Yeah.
Bobby Rydell.
Oh, this
And
is
they-
even. This is even smaller.
smaller than that. But ooh, wow, I'm saying something. But there's there's a
You
lot
know,
of these.
When I heard this, I hope he's 14 years old because there's got to be no excuse for somebody coming up with a song like this.
Yeah, was it Johnny Crawford had some stuff too?
You know, if I took this into a record store, he'd say, "Get that out of the
here
store as
quick
fast
as
as
you
possible."
Well, that's good. At least I found out a little bit more about that. How about this
Oh,
guy?
I liked Buddy
Buddy
Knox.
Knox.
The only album he ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is it.
Party Doll. I think.
At least it's the only one I ever saw. And Party Doll is a excellent early rock and roll song. Come along and be my party doll.
Yeah.
Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll.
Rock
I
House,
want to have fun
Walk.
with you.
I always like those rock.
Rockabilly.
Yeah, Rockabilly. What's the other guy that I always love every time I see his records? Not all of his records.
Johnny
but,
Dorsey.
one of the Dorseys.
Billy Burnett.
Billy Burnett. No, Billy before that's his son. What's the dad's name?
Johnny Burnett.
Johnny Burnett. The Johnny Burnett Trio, and they had Rockabilly Boogie, and all that.
Dizzy's still got brain cells up there. I'm telling
I'm
you.
glad they're there.
Evidence
because,
of it.
I can get you halfway there, but I can't
Wow.
get you to the Johnny Burnett, which he is the.
I like that genre of music, which was also Carl Perkins. You know, he was
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
If you get an album that says A to Z Carl Perkins, you'll be in rockabilly solid, man.
Yeah. Well, Buddy Knox is another one. I don't have any Buddy Knox records, so I
see
hate to
that
think.
going to your
I hate,
question.
I hate to think how much
More
stuff.
Miles Davis for
God.
for Dizzy. Thank you very much.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Things I don't have. Things I don't have. Okay. Okay, Steve Goodman. Door Chamber 3?
Well, you know, he
Door number 3. I'm sorry, door number 3.
yeah. I don't see the city of New Orleans. Is that on there? I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
But that's his big number. Willie Nelson will sing that at every show, even today. Even though he's been singing it for 60 years, he loves it. He recorded it on many albums, and so have so many people. Steve Goodman wrote a lot of other songs. They don't come really to mind. None of them were as big as the city of New Orleans. He unfortunately, his last 3 or 4 albums that he recorded, and all, which I had them all, I still have them all. He had cancer, and he was very thin, and his voice had changed with the cancer. But yet, as with I can remember other artists that even though they were sick, they still put out albums, and their voices would have changed, and it almost became a new
sound.
New sound. That's a good way of putting it. New
I
sound.
see this also as Bonnie Colic on background vocals, and from talking to my friend Corky Siegel, that's a lady that still is performing.
And her name is what?
Bonnie Colic.
I don't know that
Colic.
name.
But
There was an album.
McDonald.
I think I still have it, or maybe I sold it. There was a tribute album to Steve Goodman that had Bonnie Raitt and many other famous people on it.
to find that one at some point, check it out. Just a lot of, I don't necessarily know all the names here as far as their side people, but a lot of times, in reading who the side people are, you'll get a more insight into an artist, and then you might listen to those other artists that you see on the back.
Well, he
go,
was
"Hey."
such a prolific writer that on many other, we'll just mention people like Emmylou Harris, Arlo Guthrie, these type of artists. They recorded lots of his songs, and they are fine on the album, and they're great material, but they weren't the lead songs that everybody remembered. But they're very worthy material.
Okay.
Gosh, another
And
one's
last-
going to go into your collection.
Last of this, I'm going crossing the water here. We're going to Jerry and the Pacemakers. And I see why you're saying that now, because I'm like looking at the back, and I was thinking maybe I was going to see some big hit here, but I don't think so. It looks like all, covers what I'd say, Rip It Up, You Win Again, You, Now I'm Alone, I'll Be There, My Babe, Reelin' and Rockin', that's Chuck Berry. I count the Tears, Palmas. So I think it's Doc Palmas probably. Whole lot of shaking going on. It'll Be Me, Skinny Minnie. So
As the Beatles did, as the Rolling Stones did, as many bands did, the first albums by these English groups, because they so respected blues artists and their material, and they knew that they were obscure even in the United States, and they knew that they could be rearranged and reissued, and it would sound, even to us here in the United States, as brand new material. We would even hear it and go, oh, it must be a Jerry and the Pacemakers song. It must be a Beatles song. So that's why this is before they started writing their own material.
Right.
Or you could say the same thing for the Rolling Stones, Eric Burton and the Animals, the Beatles, any of them. Or their first foundation of their music that they played for years and years and years when they were in high school. These were the songs that they learned, and they're not that complicated.
right. Well, it's like still today, how many tribute bands out there? A lot of bands start out as tribute bands. They love some other band and they want to play that band's music. And Jerry and the Pacemakers, the Beatles, all of them were listening to that R&B and going, I like that stuff. I want to do that stuff. Let's do that stuff.
And even later on, just like if you see, even Bruce Springsteen will end sometimes with a rock and roll classic.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Devil with the Blue Dress.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
So
There you go.
great stuff. Always be great stuff.
Right.
It's an honor to hold that record, and it's such an honor that I'm going to let you have it.
I see.
And then, I'm going to have a complete collection of John Coltrane and Miles Davis, and I appreciate that you doing that.
I have a feeling you already do. I have a feeling you may already have that.
There's nothing like duplicates, so really, you can't have enough of that stuff. One day, my daughter, who does like music and records, she's going to be wealthy.
There you go.
I hope you hear that, darling. She's a wonderful daughter.
Yes.
Can't say enough good things about you out there, darling.
And I only can say more nice things because I hope she'll throw some my way.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't hold your breath.
Okay, so that's all I got today. The champ's out.
I want to keep talking, but tell you what, I know when it's over. You know what I mean? If anybody knows it's over, it's me.
When your wife takes the
And-
plate off the table,
Well,
grabs
my wife's told
grabs
me
the
for
fork,
years.
pulls out of your hand.
Dizzy, it's over for you.
It's rough. It's rough, folks.